y'all. We're at Dogwood. You see all the big equipment and the whole mess. Our yard is gonna have to be completely redone again, y'all. And Eddie, the dogs live with Eddie in the garage apartment, and listen to them up there. They know that we're here, and they're ready to take that wall down. I miss them so bad. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy.
Come on, Max.
Y'all wouldn't believe how much I miss these babies. Max, you've got the shrillest bark ever, buddy. If you just wouldn't bark like that. They just had a bath. They went to the beauty shop.
Come on, that's it.
Yes, you did. Oh, Max, Eddie put out his hand to help me up the stairs because this not being able to see good sucks. It really does suck. So we got, we had wooden steps before. Come to find out they were not the code. So, okay, so we got to do a new step. And we decided to go with brick. And I love it because it kind of really anchors the house down. So this was, I have to hold on to that bush to make sure I don't fall, y'all. Oh, buddy. You know, it's funny. This house is like 17 years old. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's 17 years old, but we felt like it was still in, you know, pretty good shape. And come on in and I'll show y'all what all I wanted to do. I told Michael, where's that radio so we can turn it
Over here.
down, please?
I like the music.
Well, I do too, but I want to talk to my friends right now. I was good today. So, we had to gut the kitchen. So I was keeping my cabinets and everything, everything. But I wanted to paint the cabinets white. Well, they had been faux painted, and the faux paint could not be covered up with all paint. So they had to rip all the cabinets out, take them to a shop and strip them down, and now they're repainting. So they should almost be through with them. And y'all have seen this kitchen 1 million times. On Paula's Best Dishes. And, well, I guess you recognize the fireplace, right? And maybe the hood. So we're ripping out the tile. We're putting in a new countertop, but we can't do that till the cabinets are in, right?
Right.
You can't do that
So-
to the floors.
Yeah, I know it till the floors are
I
in.
think the floors arrive next week.
And listen, come to find out,
Well, not only they just arrive, but you have to let them acclimate. So you have to put the floor in the house and let it acclimate a couple of weeks.
to the temperature, I would not have had any idea. When those floors came in, I'd just brought them in and nailed them down.
That might have been what
Good
they
thing
did.
I ain't redoing this house.
Yeah.
Tony
Rick.
Reardon, you know who I was fixing to say? Tony Butterman, who's a great guy too. He does landscaping like no other. But Tony Reardon is doing our reconstruction, and he is so very, very good. He's just about probably on the back side of before he retires. So I'm so glad that he agreed to do our project before he said he had had enough. So all I wanted to do, y'all, when we first moved in, I told Michael, I said, our family has grown. The last time we lived here, we didn't even have a grandchild. Well, Jack was born while we were living here, wasn't he? But all I wanted to do was just bump out this room to the edge of the porch because I have to try to figure out how to feed around 21 people. So we'll have seats at the bar, and this is our dining room now. So our porch really shrunk. Our porch, gosh, we don't have any kind of knobs.
I can get out.
Why is that gold out there? Why are those walls gold?
Because they're painted. That's the color it comes.
So, if we pushed out the dining room wall out, we had to push the living room out. So now we've got this much more living room space. And I found these doors. Oh my gosh, so many years ago. I found them when we were building this house. And I said, I've just got to have those doors. They're so beautiful. And they're painted, they're faux on the other side in gold. And that was pretty, but I had forgotten just how pretty the natural wood was. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna hang them in the foyer and living room entrance. And I'll have them open where you can see this, and Eddie and I'll have to figure out how we're gonna do this. We'll wax it or something, won't we, Eddie?
Yeah,
We'll do something. And the fireplace stayed. We had a piece right here, a built-in piece. But mainly what y'all would have seen was the kitchen. And I don't know if y'all ever saw the little room off of the kitchen. I'm sure y'all can probably remember all the years that I shot here. Ladybird screeching in the background. And, this was her room out here. This is where Ladybird lived, along with some parakeets and finches.
Now this is going to be Paula's room.
Yes! It's going to be the big bird's room. Because, bird brain. What'd you say, bird brain? So this is going to be my little hobby area. I like to paint. I like to try to paint and shell. So I'll be able to do all of that right here.
Maybe I could play my guitar.
And see that bonehead house right there? That kind of rickety shack. That's where Michael grew up. And he had some fine parties in the bonehead house. Didn't you, Mikey?
Well, they
so
say,
see, this was the color the kitchen was, and can't paint over that.
they say I had some good parties there.
It was the 70s, so you don't remember, do you?
I remember parts of it.
And I don't know if I ever took y'all in the little pantry. This was screen doors. I just love screen doors and back porches and front porches. So that will stay. And then that was Michael's office, but since I've gotten to the appliance business, y'all, I'm having to take over this room as another pantry.
This would be your
But Michael,
dish pantry, a new dish
yes,
pantry.
a dish pantry. Kind of like I had it. Well, it's only a third size of what I had at River Bend. But Michael's gonna have a little desk in there so he can shuffle his mail in. And of course, we're not doing anything upstairs. Here's another thing. It's like you do one thing and it calls for another. I hated the wood floors that were here in this house. They were like what were they, Michael? It was some kind of wood. I just never liked them.
It was some kind of Australian
I don't know.
something. What was it, Australian?
I don't know. It should have been in Australia.
Well, what?
It was so unattractive. So that called for redoing the floors. So it's just like one thing leads to another. And we probably could have torn this house down, Michael, and started over for less money.
No,
We couldn't have.
no.
All right, so the fireplace wall is gonna be bumped out, giving a little bit more weight to the, and upstairs we've got, might as well say, 3 bedrooms, Eddie, and then like a den living up there. But this is the place where a lot of reconstruction took place. And the closet that was put in this house 17 years ago was really, really bad and not very well thought out. So Michael and I learned a lot when we were building River Bend. You know, all the girls that came in my house, their favorite part was the dish pantry and our closet. So we are making the most of this room. This is gonna be our closet. The dry cleaner rack is gonna go right there, down and around. And because when you have a house with real tall ceilings, you have to figure out a way to take advantage of your height, not just your width. So this was originally the laundry room, there back. So, but we're leaving it open now, so our laundry room will be part of our closet, because I don't know who ever started doing this, but I have never one time undressed in my kitchen. Have y'all?
I have.
Yeah. Well, you was probably drunk. So,
Might have been.
you know, the laundry room should be in the bedroom suites. All right, so now all the cabinets are gone from here. I thought they were gonna leave those, Eddie.
They've got to be They've got to be painted.
Oh,
so
okay.
they had to take the floors out, so they had to take the cabinets out.
Oh. Yes, the floors are gone. Yeah, we're putting in a new floor. Like I said, one thing calls for another, y'all. And so when we built the house, this was a porch. It didn't have a roof on it. But it did have the fireplace.
And a hot tub.
And we had a hot tub over here. And I can count on one hand how many times Michael and I got in that hot tub. So I loved my bathroom so much at River Bend because, you know, it had my sofas and my coffee pot back there and the TV. And it was just a great room to relax in without being, you know, in the living room or the kitchen. So I said, hopefully we can recreate that, Michael, like we did at River Bend. So this is it. And Henry spends a lot of nights with us. So we are putting in a bed for Henry. So we're really working on making this.
Window.
Yeah, a
seat.
window bed. Yeah, a window bed right here. Because, like I said, Henry spends the night a lot. He loves staying with his papa. So that's it, y'all. I can't wait for this all to be done because I do want to bring y'all back in. But I told you it looked like a bomb was set off. And sure enough.
Yeah, every day something's changing now. So
I know. Eddie has a chance to really keep an eye on it living in the garage apartment. And he's enjoying it. He says he's enjoying it. I hope so. I hope so. Well, this is a part of my journey I wanted to share with y'all. So, you know, I'm saying love and best dishes to every one of y'all.
Bye,
Right,
y'all.
right, people.
Right.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.